So you are looking for information about Houston, Texas, wanting to see if it's a good fit for you and your family? Well, you come to the right place. Today I'll be talking about all the pros and cons of living in Houston. So let's get to it right now. So let's go ahead and get started with con number one, and that is going to be Houston's weather. Guys, it is extremely hot in Houston. If you haven't visited here, especially during the summertime, you may not know what we are talking about, but we reach temperatures up to 110 degrees, feeling more like 120. So the good thing is that we do have Galveston Beach, which is about 30-45 minutes south of Houston, that you can enjoy in the summertime. There's this park called the Kima Boardwalk, which I highly recommend to check out if you're ever down here. They have roller coasters, they got great food and great restaurants for you to enjoy in that summer heat. Now, the good thing is that we do have cold days in the winter as well. We can reach up to 30 degrees on average. Now, keep in mind that Houston is very bipolar. If you have a cold week, we may have a hot week the next week, or it could vary day by day. But for the most part, it is extremely hot in Houston. I'm talking about it when I'm showing homes in the summertime. As soon as I step out of my vehicle, I literally start sweating, and that is a fact. So if the heat is not for you, then Houston may not be a good fit. Now, before we get to pro number one, if this is your first time to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you are the first to know about everything about eating, living, and sleeping in Houston, Texas. My team and I get phone calls, texts, and emails from people just like you looking to see if Houston is a good fit for you and your family. So now, let's get started. Pro number one, cost of living. As you all know, Houston is known for having a low cost of living. You can find a good home, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, in the $200,000 range. That is huge when you compare it to other states. Now, according to the Greater Houston Partnership, the housing cost in Houston is second lowest among the top 20 United States metropolitan cities, helping Houston rank 18% below the national average. That is huge, which makes Houston once again a great place to call home. Now on to con number two, and that is going to be Houston's traffic. Guys, Houston is known for having some of the worst traffic ever. It seems like construction never seems to stop, which could be true because Houston is always growing year after year. Now, some of your major highways that are always super busy is going to be the 610 loop, which goes all around the Houston downtown area, and also your I-45 highway, which does go through downtown as well, but it takes you all the way north into the Woodlands and Conroe area, and it also takes you down south into that Galveston Beach area. Now, for all my people that want to live in those beautiful master plan communities like in Katy or Conroe or Cypress, great news for you. We do have the new Highway 99 available for you to make it an easier commute to your job or to go shopping or just to the next suburb. Now, it is a tollway, but it's gonna make it a lot easier for you and your family to commute. Now, depending where you work or where you live, maybe you work from home, this could or could not be an issue for you, but that's why you need to reach out to my team and I so that we can open up the map, discuss these details, what's important for you, and see what is the best area for you and your family. Now on to pro number two on the list, and that is gonna be no state income tax, guys. That's right, Texas is free of state income tax. It is one of the 9 states that does not have state income tax, which brings us back to my pro number one of having that low cost of living. Now, according to richstates.org, states like California and New York can have a state income tax up to 14%, which makes Houston once again a great place to call home. Moving on to con number three, and that is going to be pollen. Now, there is a lot of grass, a lot of trees, a lot of green space, and a lot of land in Houston. That's why they say everything's bigger in Texas. Now, due to that, we do have a lot of pollen, especially during the beginning times of the year. However, it can remain through the rest of the year. Now, there's a lot of people just like you relocating to Houston who are unaware of things like this, and that is why you need to reach out to my team and I so that we can tell you all the ins and outs of living in Houston. So just be prepared, especially if you are a very allergic person. Now, if you are a car guy like myself, good luck with keeping that car clean. Now, this leads me back into my previous con of Houston weather being extremely hot and humid here and having pollen. be prepared for all these types of allergies, especially if it's something not too common from where you are coming from. Just be prepared, that way there's no issues when moving to Houston, Texas. Moving on to pro number 3 on the list, and that's gonna be the diversity in Houston, Texas. Guys, I get this question a lot from you, especially if you are relocating from a different state or even outside of the country. Now, in fact, Texas is in the top 10 of being the most diverse states as well. Now, I have been living here my entire life, and no matter what I do or where I go, if I go shopping, if I go out to eat to a restaurant, if I go out to the park, I encounter all different types of cultures and all different types of people. Now, some people relocating here find it a bit odd that people say please or thank you, or even open the door for you when you're walking in, because that is something that they do not get from whatever place they are relocating from. So we do have nice folks here in Houston. Of course, it varies. I'm not all the same, but for the most part, Houston is very diverse, and I absolutely love it. Moving on to con number 4 on the list, and that is going to be bugs and animals. Now, I know there's a lot of concern from you guys looking to relocate to Houston, hearing about these big roaches and snakes and whatnot. Now, keep in mind, Houston is very big. It could be very different from the city itself to a suburb like Katy or Cypress or Woodlands. So once you reach out to my team and I, we can discuss this topic even further. Now, we do have a lot of spiders, a lot of termites, and a lot of roaches in Houston. Now, don't even talk to me about mosquitoes, right? So mosquito season is typically between March and October throughout the year. Now, expect to have those little friends after heavy rains, and it could be pretty bad. Now, there is maintenance for that. You can buy certain things to keep mosquitoes away, but if you are not used to them or don't have them where you currently live, be prepared to fight those. Now, snakes. I hear a lot of people relocating to Houston that they hear things about snakes in the area. Now, I have never encountered a snake personally living here. I would say it's more towards the suburb, or possibly more like the country style living. If you are out in the suburb, or pretty much, you know, somewhere where you own a lot of land, you could possibly be in those types of areas where the snakes are more towards. But as a whole, I honestly have not encountered a snake. So reach out to my team and we'll be able to discuss this further in detail with you guys. Now on to pro number 5 on the list, and I think this is my favorite thing about living in Houston, and that is going to be the food diversity in Houston. Houston is known for one of the top cities in the US that has the most restaurants and the most different types of food, and I absolutely love it. I am a really food guy, although I may not look like it, but Houston has some of your top Italian, Mexican, Chinese, and that Vietnamese food is delicious. One of my favorites here. So when moving to Houston, expect to be eating a lot. You know, you may have to go a little broke on eating out because the food is just so delicious. It is something that I love. From your mom and pop shops to your high-end luxury restaurants, we have it all. You will definitely be able to have major food selections when moving to Houston. Last but not least, con number 5, and this is a really huge one for those of you looking to move to Houston, and that is going to be property taxes. Yes, Texas has a high property tax. According to cakestand.com, it has the 6th highest property tax in the entire United States, with a median property tax of 1.66%. Now, keep in mind, we don't have no state income tax, and that is where the property taxes come into play. But it is for a good cause. Property taxes help pay for your kids' schools, for public roads, for county roads, for police departments, fire departments, and many other programs. So just keep in mind, now, not every location has a higher property tax rate. So when you reach out to my team and I, we will discuss which areas have a lower tax rate or a higher tax rate, also depending whether you are looking for a newer construction home or a neighborhood where it's more established. That is also going to vary case by case. So don't think that it's high everywhere. Reach out to my team and we will be able to discuss and further what place is best for you and your family. So there you have it, some of your major pros and cons of living in Houston. make sure to reach out to my team and I. Give us a call, give us a text, shoot us an email so that we can help you make the best decision for you and your family and make a smooth transition. If this video was helpful for you, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that people just like you looking to relocate can also watch this video. And on to the next one.